Can you imagine someone so heartless they'd steal a disabled child's lifeline and hurl it off a 600-meter cliff? That's exactly what happened to my little girl, Lily, when our HOA tyrant, Margaret Hensley, decided our family didn't belong in her perfect neighborhood. I'm Sarah Thompson, and this is the story of how one woman's cruelty shattered my daughter's world but ended up forging a community stronger than I ever dreamed possible. It all started when my husband, Michael, and I moved to Crestwood Estates 6 months ago, chasing a fresh start for our 5-year-old, Lily, who has cerebral palsy. She's got these big, sparkling hazel eyes and a giggle that could light up a room. Her spirit? Unbreakable, even if her body doesn't always cooperate. We poured our life savings into a house we could adapt for her wheelchair, picturing accessible parks, good schools, and a place where Lily could thrive. But 3 days after we settled in, trouble knocked on our door. I was setting up Lily's therapy corner in the front yard, bright, colorful equipment to help her build strength when Margaret Hensley, the HOA president, showed up. Her gray hair was yanked back in a bun so tight it looked painful, her lips pursed like she'd just bitten a lemon. "Ms. Thompson," she snapped, eyeing Lily's wheelchair and therapy gear like they were trash. "These items violate HOA rules. Section 8, no recreational equipment in VYEW from the street." I took a deep breath. "It's Mrs. Thompson, and this isn't recreational. It's medical, prescribed for my daughter." Lily, bless her, rolled forward and piped up. "It helps me get strong." Margaret barely glanced at her. "Rules are rules. You've got 48 hours to move it, or you'll face fines." That was just the beginning. Over the next few months, Margaret waged war on us. Citations piled up, one for the ramp we built to our front door, another for Lily's specialized backyard swing, even complaints about our widened driveway for her medical van. We got fined for grab bars on our house's exterior, every single one a necessity for Lily. Each time, we explained these were accommodations for her disability. Each time, Margaret shot back. "Property values are my priority. If we make exceptions, where does it end?" We hired a lawyer who confirmed the Americans with Disabilities Act trumped HOA nonsense. We sent the board a formal letter with Lily's medical records. The very next day, I found Lily sobbing in her room. "What's wrong, sweetheart?" I asked, my heart sinking. She hiccuped through tears. "Mrs. Hensley tapped on my window while I was napping. She said I'm making the neighborhood ugly, and we should leave." Rage burned through me. No one talks to my kid like that, especially not when she's alone. I demanded an emergency HOA meeting, but Margaret sabotaged it, scheduling a rival social event so only 3 board members showed. Then things got worse. Lily's therapy barrel-weighted toy for her sensory issues vanished from our porch. Her custom wheelchair cushions disappeared next, then the little garden statues she loved gazing at during exercises. We installed cameras, and the footage was chilling. Margaret, sneaking onto our property at dawn, snatching anything she called a violation. We filed a police report, but the officer just shrugged. "HOA disputes our CIVYL. Without major damage, we can't do much." Michael and I were drowning. Lily's therapy progress stalled without her tools, and replacing stolen items while paying HOA fines was bleeding us dry. Then came the Sunday that changed everything. Lily had just qualified for a DULA 12,000 mobility frame, a lightweight miracle that would let her stand and walk a few steps. Insurance fought us for months, but it was finally hers, custom-fitted and delivered Saturday. Lily was buzzing with excitement. "Tomorrow, I'm gonna walk in the backyard, Mommy," she whispered as I tucked her in. Real steps. But Sunday morning, a car door slammed outside. I peered through the window to see Margaret's silver SUV peeling away. Dread hit me like a punch. I sprinted to the garage. Lily's mobility frame was gone. Michael called the police while I held Lily, her little body shaking with sobs. This time, we got Officer Ramirez, a no-nonsense sergeant who didn't care about HOA clout. "Theft over DULA 10,000 is grand larceny," she said, scribbling notes. "If this was because of your daughter's disability, we're looking at hate crime charges." As she worked, our neighbor, Greg, ran over, his face grim. "I saw it all," he said. "I was out with my dog at sunrise. Margaret took something big from your garage, loaded it in her SUV, and headed toward Ravens Point. Ravens Point, a local lookout with a 600-meter drop to a rocky valley below." My stomach churned. Officer Ramirez called for backup and told us to follow her patrol car. The drive to Ravens Point was torture, Lily quiet in her wheelchair, Michael's hands gripping the wheels so hard his knuckles were white. At the parking lot, Margaret's SUV sat empty. Rangers pointed police to a trail leading to the cliff's edge. We stayed in the car, shielding Lily from whatever was coming. 30 minutes later, Ramirez returned, her jaw tight. "We found Ms. Hensley at the overlook. She admitted to taking the mobility frame and throwing it off the cliff. She also confessed to tossing other items of your daughter's over the past month." I felt sick. "Why?" I choked out. Ramirez's voice was steely. "She said broken things belong at the bottom, not in our perfect neighborhood." They brought Margaret down in handcuffs. She strutted past our car, head high, and God help Mesh smirked at Lily, who flinched against her seat. But then, something incredible happened. Cars started pulling into the lot, dozens of them. Our neighbors from Crestwood poured out, surrounding us. Mrs. Lee from across the street spoke first. "We heard on the neighborhood chat. This is too far." Mr. Patel, a quiet widower, added, "My son used a wheelchair before he passed. What she did, it's unforgivable." The crowd parted, and HOA VYC president, Tom Rivera, tapped our window. He handed Michael an envelope. "Emergency meeting this morning," he said. "Unanimous vote, minus Margaret's empty seat. She's out as president, and all your fines are cancelled. This is a full refund, plus interest." Tears choked me silent. Then Jenna, from down the block, waved over a young guy. "This is my cousin, Ethan, with Adaptive Mobility Solutions. His company's rushing a new frame for Lily, free of charge." Lily's eyes lit up. "Really?" Ethan grinned, kneeling by her window. "Really, kiddo? This one's gonna have some awesome upgrades." Police documented the scene, but recovery was impossible. The cliff was too steep, the valley too treacherous. As we left, Ramirez updated us. "Hensley's facing grand larceny, trespassing, property destruction, and hate crime enhancements for targeting a disabled child. The DA's considering child endangerment and harassment charges too." By evening, the story hit local news. By Monday, it was national. HOA president tosses disabled child's medical to VYC off 600-meter cliff. Margaret's bail hearing came Tuesday. No one paid her bond. In the days that followed, Crestwood changed. The HOA passed bylaws protecting disability accommodations. Neighbors we'd never met brought casseroles, offered help, and apologized for staying silent. "We were scared of her," Mrs. Lee confessed. "She'd threaten anyone who challenged her." Lily's new mobility frame arrived Wednesday, better than the last, with adjustments to grow with her. Ethan's team trained us all. That Saturday, we hosted a backyard party. Lily took her first steps in the new frame, neighbors cheering, tears everywhere. That night, Michael and I sat on our porch. "How does someone hate a kid like Lily?" Tiger Eye whispered. He shook his head. "I don't know, but her hate built this community. We found our home." 2 months later, Margaret pleaded guilty. The judge, unmoved by her crocodile tears about just enforcing rules, gave her 4 years and hefty restitution. Ravens Point got a new bench with a plaque. "Kindness soars, cruelty crumbles." Lily's thriving, her therapy now a neighborhood effort. The HOA named the playground after her, fully accessible. Sometimes, I think back to that day at Ravens Point, watching Margaret cuffed in that patrol car. Justice felt good, but sadness lingers, sadness that anyone could hate an innocent kid. Mostly, though, I'm grateful. Not for Margaret's cruelty, never that, but for what rose from it. She tried to break us, but instead, she gave us a home where Lily shines, loved for every inch of who she is. Yesterday, She wheeled to our mailbox alone for the first time. 3 neighbors clapped. Her smile said it all.